Welcome back, you guys. Once again, I'm going to be teaching you how to get coins on FIFA 23. So if you're new around here and you need a team like mine, or you need that footies Messi, you are in the right place. Now, if you do need an incentive to subscribe, we're giving away 6 copies of EAFC when we hit 15,000 subs. We've already given away 7, and the winners have been contacted. So we've given away 7. We've got 5 or 6 more even to give. So make sure to subscribe and send proof over on Instagram, and you'll be entered in. And as usual, if you want coins in a quicker way, well, so if you guys are sick of losing at FIFA because your team isn't good enough or you're not good enough at the game, then right now you need to head over to skycoach.gg. Not only can they coach you in your weekend league or play your games for you, you can buy any amount of coins you want, and all of the services get 10% off right now with the code PRORECALL. Go check them out below. Make sure to click the link in the description, and let's get into it. So of course, starting off, we need to make coins first of all, and there's a few ways to do that at the minute. We first of all, of course, have a new icon SBC in the Roberto Carlos. We've got his cover star icon, which is absolutely insane. The card looks incredible, and I can imagine, I haven't checked yet, but I can imagine it's a fortune, as you can see. But it brings us back to the absolute beauties of the Board Legend and Rising Star SBCs. Now, some of you are probably sitting there thinking, well, if I don't have any coins, how am I going to use an SBC to make coins? Well, that's just it. This SBC gives you 2 tradable rare gold players back. Now, what that means is what you usually get is quite a heavy weighted pack. Now, some of you guys might not understand that side of FIFA. Essentially, the pack weight is what is, the amount of good players that are going to come out of a pack. And because the 2 rare gold player packs are consistently usually an untradable pack, they actually have better pack weight. And when they give out the tradable ones, in my opinion, the pack weight isn't very different. So you've got a good chance at getting some absolute steals. Now, you might not give a about that, which is obviously if you don't have the coins to do this SBC, but don't worry, I have some other methods to make you coins as well. We're going to do these 2 quickly. I'll open them, show you the return, and then I'll run through the other ways. And we're going to open our star icon pack. We've got a free team of the season. Who have we got? I feel like for a second there, I believed it could have been in Neymar. You've got Roberto Carlos in here. We've got some nice cards in there. Magnan, Foden, some nice throwback cards. Bit of fodder, really. It's nice of EA to give out some free fodder. I'm never going to complain about that. So, because I had some spare fodder, and I know this has nothing to do with trading, we're just going to open this, see if we get anything good. And of course, we don't, but it's a nice tot to have for future SBCs. Now, of course, I've done the pack that we were looking at in question, the silver and bronze pack. However, I didn't have the bronze players, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I'll show you the silver one first. So we've got the 2 rare gold players pack. All we need realistically is like a 1 or 2k return for this to be a good return. And you get 1.2 as a minimum, but we want like 1 card where it's like sort of 2k there. So Dima, that's a brilliant set. For that pack, like I don't want to try and make this better than it is. This and at 284s is a brilliant return. So we'll call that what, an 8k profit roughly. Now realistically, I would say usually from that SBC you might be looking at a 5k profit or around that kind of region. For me, it was free to do the SBC because I had the silver cards in my club. But let's say you had to buy them, you're looking at about 6k profit there, which is an absolute dub. Now, of course, you might not have the silver players to do that SBC. Right now, there is an 81 Team of the Week player pack, which is tradable. All you need to do is put in an 84 and a set of 82s. Now, what's good about this SBC, once again, is that no matter what you get out of it, you are looking at a positive return. Right now, informs are 28k from the looks of things. So, once again, you're looking at a very easy return just from using the players in your club. Now, if you don't have any of these players, you don't have the ability to do the SBCs, and you need coins, all you've got to do is do a club gut. So that's my main point of call a lot of the time. So club gut, essentially, you go over to either the stadium section where you'll have a load of useless badges and club badges and things like that, or you go over to your transfer section and you go break it down from there. But you can break down your club from here. You can see those have already sold. But if you go, for example, for club items search, you've got a ton in here. If you go over for consumable search, you'll have a ton in here. I mean, Hawks, if we have a look at how much they are on the market, are they worth anything? Well, it looks like no, but how many do I have that I could in theory sell? So if we go over to the quick sell bit, I could make myself 21, 22, so 1,474 coins just from quick selling them. I don't use that many, so it might not be a bad shout. Engine, once again, look how many coins I can get from there. So from the 25 I quick sell there, 1,675, and then I still have a load spare. Now, of course, we then need to have a look at the footies, and the footies market has inevitably changed a lot today because we've released a whole new load. Now, of course, today we're doing 0 to 500k. We're not going to be looking at a ton of these, but we do finally have some filters that can be broken down from the footies, which starting off, of course, we are looking at Serie A because it's essentially the main filter we've got. We've got Benessa and we've got Dumfries. Now, of course, if you scroll far enough, you will also find Di Maria, but let's be honest, you're not going to be getting him on this budget. Now, for the starters, we have, of course, course, Vanessa. He's looking at around the 200k mark, realistically more kind of like the 170, 180 mark. As you can see, a couple here at that kind of price. EA tax on this is about 10k, so realistically, if you go down to 160, you're looking at an easy profit there. And the first kind of genuine footies filter that we can really put our hands on, and it's the first one that we can really grasp and have a good go with. Now, if we take off Syria and search here, there isn't any footies below this, but if we have a look through the footies, we can see any other filters. Now, Royce, of course, 1.2 mil, nothing to look at there. Griezmann, way too expensive there. You've kind of just got to look through and see if there are any possibilities. Now, I believe if you have a look at premium footies or footies heroes right now, we've of course got Forlan and we've got Yaya Toure, so a big disparity in the price between the two as expected. If you take yourself over to premium footies, of course, you've got, I think, Di Maria over there and Kessie, or is it just Kessie? It might just be Kessie. Let's have a look. Pop the Argentinian on there and see what comes up. So that's where you've got Di Maria, as you can see. So unfortunately, you can't put Di Maria and, of course, I can't remember his name, but the striker from City in the same filter, Alvarez, because they're a different type of footies, which is kind of probably engineered intentionally by EA, so we can't trade with those cards. But we're going to be looking at filters that are a little bit easier to manage. So gold rare, Spain and Premier League, Man City. So at 10,250, as you can see, we've got Laporte here. You've also got Rodri on the filter as well. For these filters at the minute, you kind of have to be doing cards where there isn't any on the lower end. So obviously here we've got Laporte and Rodri. There's no other crappier gold rare cards, and the reason for it is because the fodder market has changed, and right now it's not at a place where we can kind of sit and use the minimum of 10,250, because right now a lot of these fodder cards are below that 10,250 mark, so we can no longer do that because we won't be finding the fodder cards. We may have just snagged ourselves a nice Laporte there, so he's selling for 9k at the minute, which means that one we're looking at a decent profit, about 500 coins, which is always good to see. So that's a nice start to the methods. Now, of course, where do you go next? I'd say a good place to go if you go Syria and you go over to French and you go AC Milan. Now that would be really good, but unfortunately we've obviously got the likes of our kind of crappier players in that we've got Kalulu, and then you've also got the likes of the Rabiot card. Now, if we go minimum 10,250, how much is Hernandez going for at the minute? I mean, this guy is apparently going to ruin the filter himself anyway, but minimum 10,250. Hernandez is, I mean, Magnan is at a good place. So let's just take Footbin, because this might be one of them filters that is also still useful. Hernandez has sort of historically been one of them cards that always holds value because he's usable even in the later sort of ends of the year. Let's have a look. Where is my man Theo? Theo, gold rare, 13k. Brilliant. So with this one, we can still do that minimum 10,250 and still make a profit with Magnan and Theo. So you're looking at 13k here on your Theo, and then of course Magnan a little bit more expensive. If we pop this down, his minimum is 2.1, so we can make quite a good profit here. 11,250 there would have been lovely. At 13k, EA tax is basically 700 coins. So at 12k, you're looking at a decent profit of around 300. If you want more than that, then you've just got to change your maximum buy now a little lower. We've managed to grab ourselves a Theo very early doors though, and I do think sniping at the minute, despite what you might think being the market is so mud, it's actually really easy. I've actually found it a lot easier than you would usually necessarily find it. Now, another filter we can go over to, which is really good at the minute, it's gold rare, Liga Santander, minimum 10,250, and you want to go goalkeeper. Now, unfortunately, sometimes there are some 86s in the goalkeeper filters. We can't do, for example, Bundesliga, because they've got Trap. He ruins this filter. So does Sommer, because both of them have minimums that kind of ruin it. But we can take it over here. You got 15.5 for an 88. That is a crazy value. I can see why that Roberto Carlos SBC is so damn expensive, or so filled with SBCs now. So if we pop this on 14,750, 15k, I mean, realistic. So for this one, you want to probably go once again down to about the 13,750 mark. You're making about 500 coins a snipe. It's not a huge profit per card, but it will be if you get one like that. That was a ridiculous snipe. 11k up to, I think, was that Courtois? Is he 88 or 89? I think he's 89. So that would have been a big, oh, I mean, there's quite a few of these that are looking like big profits. I mean, if we're selling for 15, we've just missed about 10k between those two cards, but that's obviously a win because at least we know that 10k is there. Now, of course, as usual, guys, I do have a recommendation for you to do an SBC, which is the throwback marquee matchups. We're not going to do it in today's video because I've done enough SBCs today. I don't want to just spend the whole time in a trading video showing you SBCs, but I will show you it tomorrow. It is a brilliant way to do things on a lower budget. Now, Premier League, of course, with the goalkeepers, if we are looking at the goalkeeper front, you of course have minimum 10 to 50 in general with gold rare is actually a good one here. We don't have many 86 keepers, so it's a good one to start off with. You kind of got De Gea on the lowest end. If you really want to break this down a little bit further, Brazil, you've got Edison and Alisson, gives that kind of 30k feel to it. Of course, on the goalkeeper front, we've discussed it before, but League One PSG, always a really good one. A good one, you can also do it in the Serie A at the moment if you go to specials, Serie A and Inter Milan. What you want to find is there's just a ton here. I mean, we've got Barella, we've got Bastoni, we've got Lukaku, we've got Dumfries, we've got Zeko, we've got Bastoni again. You've got Dumfries' new card, but you have a ton here on the special filter just in that one club. It's a really good club for it. The other side for that, realistically, is Napoli. I always look for the normal Napoli badge, but you can never find it. The informs and, of course, all the other special cards have swords. So this is another really, really good one on the lower end. And, of course, for you guys, I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for lower end stuff. A really good one for a couple filters here. Serie A for heroes, that's a basic one. You've got Militao, you've got Nakata, you've got Lucio, you've got Brolin. Really, really good one here. Of course, you can break it down further with Italy, but you don't really need to at the minute because they're also actually just cheap at the minute. Now, if you're new around here and you're thinking, why do I subscribe? For a free copy of EAFC, or at least the potential. And on that front, before I end the video, what I will do is if we get a footies in this pack, I will add a further copy. So at the minute, we've given away 7. There's 6 on the line at the moment, but if this is pink, I will make it 7 again. That is absolute. This has got to be one of the worst 84 times 10 in history. It actually might be. It genuinely might be, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I did not enjoy that pack, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.